Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use Flower Soft. It's really a great product, a really fun product to use, and it adds so much to your card's dimension and just really looks nice. This is one of the cards I had done using a Karen Lockhart stamp, and I added Flower Soft to the flowers after I had colored it. If you're using it on an image such as this, you always want to make sure that you colored your image first and then apply the Flower Soft. And I also used some liquid pearls on this too. So today I'm going to show you a few fun ways to use your Flower Soft. It comes in pots like this. They're pretty large, and you really want to take them out of the pot when you're using them. Some people put them in baggies. I have little Tupperware containers that I keep them in. Whatever works for you, but you need to really fluff it, and it's hard to get it all back into these pots, but just a little tip. There's also these smaller pots, and these come in some of the sets, but Susana carries both of these colors that I'm using, and I'm going to do the same stamp, the Karen Lockhart stamp. This is hydrangea and berries, and you get a glue with Flower Soft. You can get a Flower Soft glue. This actually came in a set of mine, but it's basically Aleene's tacky glue, which Susana sells, and you can get a big bottle of this for much cheaper, but it's the same exact glue. It's just super tacky and works really well with your Flower Soft. Okay, so using the Flower Soft, you just want to put your glue on wherever you want it applied. You don't need a lot. You don't need to glob it on because it is tacky glue. You don't need a lot. I just kind of put a good layer on where I want it. And then I've already taken some of this blue. This is delphinium blue, and you want to kind of fluff it out so that it's loose. And you hold your image over whatever you've put your Flower Soft in and sprinkle it on. Every time I sprinkle it, I just lightly tap it, not really pressing, just tapping, and then just tap off the excess. And I usually do this a couple times, make sure I haven't missed any spots. If you're not happy with the amount of coverage, if you want it puffier, you can add more each time. But you need to let it dry in between, because basically when you're putting the glue on, it will just pull up what you've already put on. So you want to let it dry in between coats. I'm going to do it one more time. And basically Flower Soft is just a shaved foam. It's acid free, so you can use it on your projects and not worry about it changing color or hurting if you're using it on scrapbook pages. It won't hurt your photos. Okay, so there we've added it. Zoom back in for you. And it's just such a pretty product to use. I really love using it, especially with the Karen Lockhart images. It just seems to go perfect with it. I also want to show you a couple other fun ways to enhance the Flower Soft. Now, remind you that I've just put one coat. I might let this dry and actually add another coat just to build it up a little bit. But while it's still wet, you can actually add glitter to it, and it will stick to the wetter glue parts. Use a very fine glitter. Susana carries a doodlebug glitter that would work. You can use color. I generally like to use kind of a white, and just put a good amount on. Kind of tap it down a little bit, and then sprinkle off. And this really, I don't know if you can see, really gives a nice shimmer to your project and to the Flower Soft. So just another fun way to use it. And also I want to show you how to use Smooch. Susana carries this in a set of 8, and I believe if you buy 7 you get the 8th one free right now. They're metallic paint. They're really fun to use. They come in these kind of nail polish bottles, and the great thing about them is on the tips it's actually sponge. It's not a brush, and it's very pointy and fine, so you can really get into small spots when you're using it. The colors are pretty bold, and they are metallic, so you can kind of see from the bottle they do have a nice shine and shimmer. And you can use the Smooch right on top of your Flower Soft if you want to enhance the color. And I'm using this is Azure Blue, and after this dries I'm going to actually apply it right to certain spots of the Flower Soft just to shade it, make it a little darker, and just give it a little bit more shine. Okay, so now I'm going to add my Smooch directly onto my Flower Soft. And like I said, it just adds a little bit of a metallic shimmer. And I'm just going to add a little bit to some of the darker areas. If a little bit of the Flower Soft comes off on your sponge tip, it just wipes right off. So don't panic that you've ruined your sponge and on the Smooch. And this just adds a little extra dimension. This Flower Soft is Delphinium Blue, and it has 2 different tones of blue in it. So it has a little bit of dimension already, but I just want to add a little bit of darker color to it, and a little bit more shine. And that just kind of gives it a little shadow, and I don't know how well you can see it, but shimmer. So we have the glitter on there shimmering, and then we also have the metallic in the darker spots, and it really looks pretty. Another great thing to do with your images is to use liquid pearls. You can paint with liquid pearls. They are a flat kind of shimmer, a little different than the shimmers because they are dimensional, but you can paint with them a very thin coat. I like to use them a lot in my flowers for flower centers. Here I'm going to put them on for berries. And when they dry nice and hard. And again, it just gives a little bit more texture to your projects. Forgot a couple. And that's what your final image would look like. So we have the liquid pearls on the berries, and then we use the Delphinium Flower Soft on the image. While it was still wet, we applied glitter, and then once it was dry, the Flower Soft was dry, we added the Smooch paint. So a lot of fun things you can do with your image to give them dimension and vary it up a little bit. So I hope that maybe got you thinking about some fun things you can do with your stamps. So all these products, including this stamp, are available at Susanna's Custom Art and Card Design.